You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, this has become a yearly ritual in the NFL offseason. Now, for full disclosure, I am a lifelong 49ers fan, all right? I also like to root for the Patriots. And then I got players around the league that I've got interest in and like to pull for. But the whole point of that is I saw every snap that Colin Kaepernick ever took, all right, in his professional NFL career. I cannot believe we're doing this, but again, it's a yearly ritual, and Colin Kaepernick is still training in hopes of, and I know you're leaning up, yes, of not to play in the CFL or the UFL, or isn't there a new arena league out there or something like that? But in a hopes of an NFL return. A return of what? Now, in case I'm going nuts, maybe my favorite coach in the league, Jim Harbaugh, actually offered this guy a coaching spot on the Chargers. He didn't take it. Also, let me point out, just so you know, this is the same quarterback that called the NFL combine and draft process akin to slavery and like a slave auction. Look, one thing me and John started doing a long time ago with Kaepernick, he is a grifter. Let's not get confused at all. All right? He knows he can make a lot of money and has made a lot of money race baiting. That's his gig. All right? And, of course, thank God, most of that other stuff that he made money on and that kept coming up in the news is over. I mean, he came out with a failed children's book that was like pushing racism or some crap like that. A lot of people will blame his downfall on his girlfriend because none of this started, I don't think, until she came along. And I will tell you this. He was regulated to a backup quarterback. He actually got benched for Blaine Gabbert. Think about that a minute. And he had Chip Kelly as his coach, which, with his playing style at the time, you would have thought it would have been the perfect match. It was one of the worst, hardest seasons in the history of my football fandom. It was so awful. But luckily, that awfulness led to Kyle Shanahan getting hired. Colin Kaepernick's dream of an NFL return hasn't faded yet. My God. Even though he hasn't played a game in the league since 2016. 11 damn seasons. It'll be 11 by the time of the start of this next one because he's not playing this year either. His girlfriend, Nessa Diab, told TMZ Sports that Kaepernick, 37, is training, quote, all day long every day in hopes of prompting a team to sign the former quarterback, who has a long-maintained stance that he was blackballed by teams after kneeling during the National Anthem to protest racial injustice. Quote, nothing has changed, she told the outlet at Kaepernick's training, who later added, quote, it's all up to teams if they'll let him play. Okay, well, here's two things that a lot of people don't realize. Number one, when Shanahan got hired, Shanahan was going to trade him to the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos wanted him. They were going to pay him 1 year, a 1 year, $10 million contract. The trade was worked out. But Kaepernick did not want to accept the trade because he didn't think $10 million was enough money. So, technically, no, you weren't blackballed. You just didn't accept the trade to the Denver Broncos. All right? That's one. Number two, Steve Bisciotti, the Ravens owner, was going to was going to sign Colin Kaepernick as their backup quarterback. This was about, well, it was since Black and White Sports, the big channel, started, which was in 2020, mid-summer-ish afterward. So about 4 years ago, he was going to get back in the league, probably as a backup 4 or 5 years ago, as a backup quarterback. And she went online and compared Ray Lewis's, Hall of Famer Ray Lewis, probably the most beloved player in the history of the Baltimore Ravens, compared Ray Lewis's relationship with Steve Bisciotti, the owner, as akin to Candy from Django Unchained, Leonardo DiCaprio, the slave owner, and Samuel L. Jackson's character in that movie. You know the meme where he's holding him and crying. She tweeted something like that out and essentially called the Ravens owner a slave owner. Needless to say, he lost that opportunity to sign right there. It was an echoed sentiment similar to Kaepernick has maintained in interviews the last 2 years, including the one in Sports Illustrated in 2023. His last NFL workout came with the Raiders in May of 2022, according to The Athletic. But after Aaron Rodgers sustained a season-ending Achilles injury in 2023, Kaepernick wrote a letter to the former Jets general manager, Joe Douglas, presented himself as a risk-free contingency plan on the practice squad. Risk-free as in what? Alienating 70% of your fan base? Part of the reason he wasn't brought back in, to be honest, and he's had opportunities. These owners were like, do you want us to literally destroy half of our fan base over a backup quarterback? And that's the point. It's the risk reward of the situation. Worst case scenario, you see what I have to offer and you're not that impressed, Kaepernick wrote at the time. Best case scenario, you realize you have a real weapon at your disposal in the event you ever need to use it. It's crazy. It's crazy. Okay, so Jim Harbaugh, who coached the 49ers, told reporters ahead of the 2024 season he spoke with Kaepernick about the possibility of a coaching staff. It never materialized, and Kaepernick, during an appearance on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, pushed back and said that conversation never happened. I found out the same way everyone else did on social media. So he's claiming that Jim Harbaugh was lying about that. I don't know that I believe that. I have no idea why Jim Harbaugh would lie about that conversation. I mean, what are we doing here? We're doing this again? So here it is, April 20th, 420. Oh, I just realized that. 420, 2025. Happy Easter to everybody and WrestleMania Day. Colin Kaepernick is calling his shot again. Unbelievable. I mean, seriously, folks. I can't believe this is happening again. No, he can't play in the NFL, or somebody would have already signed him if they deemed the risk reward was worth it. It's the same reason why Tebow was not on a team for a long, long time. All right? Tebow, they decided the risk reward of having Tebow on the team versus not was not worth it because the media, who, for lack of a better way of putting it, hates Christians, would have been all over the Tebow thing. And they didn't want Tebow's fan base calling for the backup quarterback. It wasn't that big a deal when he ended up with the Jags, you know. And the thing about that, and the big difference is Tebow wouldn't have lost you fans. Nonetheless, he's not on the team. Look, if Colin Kaepernick was a top 10 quarterback in the league, he'd have never missed a second at all. I mean, owners would have had him on a team year in, year out. He would have been on somebody's team. And the organization would have taken heat. But when you're the 72nd best quarterback, professional quarterback out there, I don't even know if you're that. When you're the 92nd best quarterback out there, they're not going to sign you. If you're good, to great, they're going to sign you no matter what. I mean, it's the one sport where the cream rises to the top, period. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.